Hey guys, welcome to another video with Performance Cedric. In this video I want to show you some stretches which I think are underrated and most people neglect when it comes to opening up their bodies, because I see a lot of people that focus on doing like forward bends and hamstring stretches, but not enough stretches for other parts of the body, especially for the hips and also to stretch the shoulders. So let's get into the video. So what happens is, you have people drop down and they do some hamstring stretches, bending down, trying to stretch their hamstrings, and normally you feel it. Now I'm not saying that's bad, but the thing is that you're also stretching your low back, and to get also an effective hamstring stretch, we should also focus on not just posteriorly rotating our pelvis, but also anteriorly. So what does that mean? That basically means that not just stretching your hamstrings when you're like this, so when your pelvis is let's say rolled forward, but when it's backward, like a Donald Duck. This is like Pink Panther and this is Donald Duck. So we also want to stretch our hamstrings when our in this Donald Duck, and we're activating some of that low back musculature. So a very simple stretch you can do is just do like this bow. This is something Paul Chek recommends. So think of like when you're going to a bow after a concert or something. So normally you see people doing this. My back is straight, it's not bent, it's straight. And then from here you can try to like bend as much as possible. Here I can't touch my toes. I have a hard time here trying to touch my toes, and I feel it in the hamstrings. All the way here, even a little bit in my calves. So that can be another good way to stretch your hamstrings, not just trying to touch your toes, but also when your back is straight. So that's one thing you can use. But again, there's not just the hamstrings, and most of us also have other areas in our bodies that tend to get really tight from day-to-day life, especially from sitting, from being in our hips being flexed at a 90-degree angle, and also slouching a little bit. So first, let's get into the quad hip flexor stretches. So for that, I think one of the best stretches we can do is called a couch stretch. This has become very popular in all this APG system and the knees over toes guide. So a very simple way to do it is, you can grab a yoga block. So this is the stretch. As you can see, my hip here, this is kind of the position we are when we are sitting. Not really, but it's similar. And this is kind of the opposite. Here our hip is in line with our spine. And you're really stretching a bit of the hip flexor, but mainly the quad muscle, especially one called the rectus femoris, which tends to pull the lumbar spine forward. Can cause sometimes back pain in people who have this muscle that's very tight. And I've personally found this to help a lot of people with knee pain, especially myself. This stretch really helped me get rid of my knee pain in the past. So basically, you can stay here for a while. When it comes to your thigh muscles and leg muscles, you want to stay there for at least 60 seconds, because these are much bigger muscles than the upper body, and they tend to hold a lot of tension. So I even stay 3 minutes sometimes. So the cues I think work best for this one is to always think of squeezing your butt. You don't want that Donald Duck posture, you want that like Pink Panther. So tuck your pelvis inward and squeeze your butt and your abs a little bit, and you're gonna feel a very deep stretch all along the quads. If you're not feeling it, you're probably doing it wrong, and you're probably not squeezing your glutes. Well, especially you want to squeeze the glute that's on the leg that's bent. You can go backwards or you can go forwards. So now I want to get into another part of the body that is often neglected when it comes to stretching, and that's the lats. So a lot of people know that when you have like rounded shoulders or like a hunchback position, they say have a proud chest, or that some say that you also have a tight chest, which is true. However, I also think that many of us tend to have tight lats. So the lats are these muscles. They're like wing muscles. In bodybuilders, they tend to have like these huge back muscles, and a big part of the mass there comes from the lats, and those are very big muscles of the back, one of the biggest, and they're also pretty strong. Apart from also stretching your chest, it's also important to open up your lats, as if you have very tight lats, that's going to affect your ability to do shoulder flexion. So it's raising your arm upward. Let's say like when you're gonna reach something, you're gonna grab something, it's going to affect your mobility in this range of motion. So you can do this stretch standing, or you can put your hands against a wall, or grab a pole or something, or like the sides of a, I don't know, a bench, really anything. So you want it to like be at the level of your hips, and just here you can just focus on trying to push your chest towards the floor. It's going to open up all of this area here and also relieve some tension in the back. And the more you push your chest towards the floor, the harder it gets. You might also feel a stretch in the back of your legs. You can also kneel like this. As you can see, my back here, the low back is curved, but you can also keep it tucked. So yeah, this one is very good. You can do it on a table too. You can also do it on a chair, up to you. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Try the stretches, see how your body feels afterwards. I highly recommend them, especially if you sit a lot. These stretches will really help you to open up your body, especially the shoulders and the hips. And that's it. It's not just the hamstrings you have to stretch and open up. You also have the front of the body, the hip muscles, and the shoulders. They tend to get also really tight and immobile. Remember to keep them moving, and have a good week. Peace.